So there's a new lawsuit taking place in the real estate industry right now that could be more impactful than the commission lawsuit that happened last year. I'm Andrew Gavin. I'm a licensed mortgage lender covering all of California, and I sell real estate here in San Diego. Compass, one of the nation's largest brokerages, has brought a lawsuit against Zillow, the most popular public search portal in the real estate industry. Compass is claiming Zillow is breaking the law by limiting the public's access to listings on their website. This has come about after Zillow updated their clear cooperation policy, stating they would ban any listing from any brokerage that was privately marketed after the 24-hour clear cooperation policy. So, a little bit of background. When a new listing is taken, the listing agent is meant to upload all the listing data to their local MLS within 24 hours. And then that is distributed out to all the public portals, allowing all agents and all interested buyers and sellers to view the property listing. Compass has a 3-tier listing strategy that privately markets listings within their own brokerage hemisphere. And Zillow's response to that was, that's fine if you're going to do it in the 24-hour period, but if you're going to market it longer than that without making it public, we're not going to put it on our site for the life of the listing. So that's a long time. The lawsuit has come up because the strategy that Compass wants to follow, which in my opinion is breaking clear cooperation policy because they're not uploading the data immediately as all other brokerages and agents are meant to. They want to privately market it and potentially double end the deal, claiming that it's all benefits for the seller, of course, which is questionable. If that process fails, they want to use Zillow as their backup plan and put it on the public market and try and get it sold that way. Zillow's saying, we want your listing and we want it within the first 24 hours like every other brokerage is doing. Now, how this affects you as home buyers and sellers is access to properties, to view, and how many eyes are going to be on your property when you list your house. I am sure Compass has mastered their sales strategy for this type of marketing for their listings, and they've been doing it for a while. They've gone so far as to claim that they're going to put out a printed book again like it's 1982. And who's going to go see that? I never would. I would keep trying to find stuff on the internet, and most likely there's a house on the internet that I would find and like and want to go see. In a pinch, I might try and go and see if I can look at this book, but I don't know what happens within that situation. How am I being marketed to as a buyer in that scenario? Especially if I already have an agent. I would feel very awkward. This is a big problem. And Compass brought the suit, but I think they're equally at fault for this whole scenario. They're going to have to prove damages, money lost from Zillow not posting their listings. If that happens, wouldn't that prove that their marketing strategy and getting properties sold would need to rely on Zillow's marketing strength, making their listing strategy not make sense? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a real estate and mortgage lender, but that's how it makes sense to me. If they prove that Zillow, by banning their listings, has cost them money, then they're proving at the same time that they need Zillow to help market and sell their properties. That's a weird situation to be in. And this really isn't about Compass beating Zillow in this specific fight. What Compass wants to do is do away with clear cooperation. So this private listing strategy that they use can be used now and into the future, and they can go back and put their listings into all the public portals like they want to right now. Zillow has always been a for-profit company selling services to the real estate industry. A lot of real estate agents hate Zillow, and they are the big purple monster in the room, a lot of times being blamed for everything. For me, I've owned a few businesses. I've worked in big business as well. I like what they've done. I think their strategy makes a lot of sense. They became a household name, and now they are a major player and very important to the real estate industry. They've positioned themselves perfectly to the point that Compass is suing them for lack of distribution of their listings. Compass wants to privately market and try and sell their properties using both buyer and listing agents from their own brokerage, double ending the deal. And if that strategy fails, then they want to put it on Zillow and market it to the public and see if they can get it sold that way. So this whole thing is pretty wild. And I think it has more implications and will affect buyers and sellers more than the commission lawsuit did last year, which we've seen commissions really haven't changed much at all. It's just how they're talked about and the process of getting them negotiated and paid. What has come out of that is definitely more transparency and some more education. And maybe that's what will happen here. But I don't think Compass is going to win this lawsuit. It doesn't make sense if they do. At the same time, even bringing this suit, in my opinion, is questionable, because if you have this three-tiered private marketing strategy that you are promoting to your sellers and they're agreeing to it, they've got excited, they think they're going to get more money than they probably could have, it's going to be quicker, easier, whatever the pitch is. Why do you need Zillow? Why do you need any public portal? Unless you failed the first time. And so it's very interesting how this is going to play out and how the industry sides with these two companies. I think a lot of people are having a struggle because, for the most part, Zillow is sort of hated because they're successful. And I don't think a lot of agents are fans of this process of Compasses because it does limit them. It makes their job harder. But if you have to choose a side, which one do you choose as an agent, as a buyer or a seller? I don't know. If you have questions, comments, please leave them for me. I'll answer them. If you want to talk about selling your property and strategies for getting the most eyeballs, which I believe will help you get the highest price, reach out to me. If you're potentially considering a refinance from a recent purchase, reach out. I'll put you on my rate drop list and let you know as soon as rates get to a point where it makes sense for you to refinance so you can save money every month on your mortgage payment. Talk to you soon.